Hi, my name is Daniel Interiano, and this is my persuasive speech from my speech communication class at Bergen Community College. This is my final assignment for the year, and I hope you enjoy it as I'm sure you've enjoyed all the others. The topic for my speech is fracking, or hydraulic fracturing to be more accurate. I've chosen hydraulic fracturing because it is something that I have been interested in for the past couple of years. Hydraulic fracturing is something that I feel very strongly about and was introduced to by an actor who I'm a large fan of named Ian Somerhalder, who has started a foundation to ban fracking, since fracking is taking place in one of the states that he grew up in. So he also feels very strongly about it. So I've been doing a lot of research on fracking. I've taken a lot of personal time looking into it. And what this speech is to persuade my audience to see all the negative effects and the positive effects at the same time, but to hopefully ban fracking. My audience will be in Oklahoma, where its citizens will meet at the Oklahoma State University. Also, the students will be able to attend a seminar to get more informed on the matter. This is my outline that I will be using in my speech that I have prepared. I will start with the speech is what is fracking, then I will move on to the negative effects of fracking, and then finally I will sum up with what some states are doing and what is going on. So to start, hydraulic fracturing, what it is. It is a process to create more fuel, such as gas, petroleum, and brine. Now, what it is companies take water wells or underground caverns that are deep underground and shoot high pressurized mixture of water, sand, and chemicals. They shoot that deep into the ground at intense pressures to open up more larger wells to allow the gas and other fuels to flow more freely. This allows for easier access and better production of this. Hydraulic fracturing has been going on the past few years. Experiments started in 1947. The United States have always been heavily dependent on other countries for fuel, especially the Middle East. The United States was never a leader in the fuel economy, the fuel business. But now, due to hydraulic fracturing, the United States is now one of the leaders in fuel producing and energy companies. Millions of jobs have been performed around the world and even in our own country. The U.S. has definitely benefited from it. I'm sure you've seen it with the gas prices. Also, hydraulic fracturing has, in many ways, done good for us with not only boosting our economy, but providing a lot more jobs for our citizens, which is a good thing. Moving on, I will talk about some of the negative effects that fracturing has. As I've explained to you before, fracturing, what it is shooting a mixture of these chemicals deep underground into the soil that we live on. Now, this could happen anywhere, in farmlands and mountains and things like that. But what some people don't realize is that because of this process, some of these chemicals get left behind and will contaminate some of the other water wells that people still use, or reservoirs, or even the soil as well. Crops die, water becomes contaminated, people get sick, such as in California. This has happened as well. Also, because of the large fractures that are left in the earth, they can lead to potential earthquakes. A lot of research has been done, such as in Oklahoma and in California, actually the entire West Coast. Research has proven that only 4 water wells have been led to being responsible for 100 earthquakes in the past 2 years. That's drastic. Oklahoma, who only averaged about 1 earthquake per year in the past 2 years, has received 562. That is a drastic amount and tripled the state that was leading in earthquakes, which was California. Although California has also been experiencing a large increase in earthquakes as well. Now I'm moving on to what states are doing about it. The New York State governor has in fact banned fracking in New York State. People had rallies, people protested, and Governor Cuomo did decide to ban fracking in New York. People have recently been protesting in Oklahoma as well, as I've explained to you before, the negative effects in Oklahoma. People are now rallying against it and protesting against it, begging the governor to ban fracking there, and in California as well. With the rise in earthquakes and the contaminated water wells, this is indeed a problem. I'm not sure if many of you have seen it, but the movie The Promised Land, starring Matt Damon, came out around 2003. This movie shows a young promising salesman trying to buy people's land in order for his fracking company to come in and create fuel. Now, as you see, I don't know if you've seen the movie, the people were very against it for many reasons, one of which being they didn't want to lose their home, but also they didn't want to see their home get torn up and become contaminated and uninhabitable after the job had been done. In the end, he was unsuccessful and actually joined their side against fracking. I hope that I've allowed you to be more insightful on the matter, and I've informed you on fracking, and I hope that you go out and you do your research and see what we can do for our country. Yes, our economy has boosted. Yes, we are now one of the world leaders in fuel efficiency. But what price are we willing to pay? Are we willing to give up our country, the land that we live on, for more money? It's not going to be a pretty picture.